Ladies, my fellow mommies, we are always so busy, on the go, kids screaming in the back seat, sleeping babies. I have the ultimate hack for you.
Welcome to the Stay Fit Mom Podcast with Krista and Tracy, your go-to girls for health, fitness, and keeping it real in mom life.
If you can't seem to get in a good groove with your nutrition and exercise program, this is for you.
We've coached thousands of women using macros for over 8 years, and I'm well known around here for my 5-day meal prep videos.
What does a macro balanced meal look like?
Hit subscribe to the Stay Fit Mom Podcast and join us for a fun, meaningful journey toward a healthier, happier you.
You got this, Mom.
Welcome to season 4 of the Stay Fit Mom Podcast. I can hardly believe I'm even saying that. Season 4. And this has just been a labor of love, but here we are. Welcome back, Krista.
I'm excited to be here. When did season 1 debut? 2024? I think so.
Gosh, I'll look that up real quick. Season 1, episode 1 debuted, October 2024.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're staying consistent with 2 seasons a year.
I think that's pretty great.
Yeah. So much has happened since we came on last, which was in February. And I thought we would just do a recap of what's going on in your life and my life. Do we want to start with the segments?
I say the segments because I feel like it just gets us chatting and going.
Yes. So if you're new here, we like to do a few segments. The first one's called The Last Time, and we just talk about different things. The last time we purchased something, the last beauty product we loved, the last time we cried, the last movie we watched. And so today it's going to be the last time you organized something.
Okay. You going to go first?
Sure. I'll go first. So we're about a year post remodel of our home, post partial remodel. We remodeled our house last year, only a certain segment. So our house is literally half, it's not even half done, but it's just pieced out. And anytime somebody comes over, I just have to say, like, just ignore these 2 giant pieces of concrete here because where the floors do not meet up, and it's just fine.
The new floors don't meet up with the old.
Yes. Anyway, but we're getting to things that are part of the original remodel plan that we thought we would just do right away, like closets. You just don't realize how expensive, like everything just adds up. It's so expensive.
Yep.
And Chris is always of the mentality that he can do it all. He's like you, Krista. Why pay for something when I can do it myself? So
The curse, it really is.
So he has been building up our closet systems from the new room. So we have a new master bedroom closet. Cayman has a new bedroom and her closet. She's been living out of her other closet for a year.
And the other bedroom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For her clothes and things because wrestling season came. We didn't have time for everything. And now Chris is back and he's doing all these projects. Anyway, Krista, they're so good. The closets. I can't wait to show people on Instagram the final product by the time you're listening to the episode. You've probably already seen it, but it's so impressive to me that he has this skill that he can just build things into any part of your house. He's always done this since we've been married. And the first time he talked about doing it, because we had bought a house in Las Vegas, it was our first home purchase. And there was this built-in entertainment system. And I thought it was so cool. And they were going to charge us so much money back then. I don't know what it was. Chris was like, I can build that myself. And I remember being like, yeah, no, you can't. And he built to scale a miniature model of it. Did I ever show you that, Krista?
Not the miniature model, but I remember him doing your living room.
Yes. So he built to scale a miniature model and he was like, look, this is it. And I was like, okay, I can't argue with to scale a miniature model out of balsa wood. Chris was the science Olympiad president of our high school. So they had all these projects that they did with balsa wood, like how much weight can you carry with the lightest amount of wood? Anyway, so he has done it. He did it then and he's doing it again. And so now he's even talking about, Krista, that when we actually eventually remodel our kitchen, which we're going to do at some point, he's like, I think I can do all these kitchen cabinets myself.
Oh, for sure. But you can order them. You can custom order them and just you build them like the boxes and you hang the boxes. You shove the box.
For sure we could do that. But he's like, I think I could just build the boxes. He thinks he can do the whole thing. That's what he's been doing with the cabinets in the closet.
Yeah, okay, so he builds the door and everything.
He builds the door. He's built everything. The drawer. He has done all of it. So
Great. Yeah, you'll save a lot of money if you do that.
Yes. And the other exciting thing that's happening, this is, I digress, but Siege, who is about to be 16 soon. Brett and Siege are coming up on 16. Anyway, so Siege is really showing that he's so much like Chris. He's like a mini Chris in almost every way. And he has just today, around our dock, walking down to the bay, we have all of this marshy area that has to be cut down and trimmed, or else it will just overgrow the entire dock. All of our kids for the summer are trying to get money in any way they can. They want summer jobs. They want just ways to earn money, which I love. And Siege was like, I'll do that. How much would you pay me for that, Dad? And he's like, I'll pay you $100 if you can, because it's a big project. You have to put the waders on. Anyway, he went out there and did it.
In a
And
day.
today it took him 2 hours and he
Oh,
did the whole thing. I know. I was like, we're paying you really well, apparently.
I was thinking it would take him a few days.
No, he did it 2 hours in one day, and that's done. He mowed our entire lawn, which we got a lot of grass. That's a thing here. I think I've talked about that on the podcast. Anyway, so I had said, keep this up, Siege. You'll be building cabinets. I love it. We could use 2 of Chris's around here.
Isn't it so nice though that our kids are getting old enough that we can pay them to do things like this? So great.
Yes. And I would rather pay them and teach them the skill than pay somebody else.
Yeah, our boys do a lot of work for neighbors and it's been great.
What kind of work are your boys
All
doing?
kinds of things. Like he helped build a storage shed for the neighbors next door and helped get rid of rocks. We have so many rocks around here. Just all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Cleaning pools.
Love it.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
let's
so should I
do
share
it.
my
Yes. So
my
you tell me, Krista, what's the last thing you organized?
we had the Safe at Mom retreat the first weekend in June. Organized that. I got the house ready. I planned a dinner menu. It was an incredible retreat, by the way. I knew what I was doing. I made sure we had some things to do all day long. The first day, everybody came. I thought was so fun just hanging out at the house Thursday and having appetizers. And I made mocktails for the first time. And yeah, we didn't even leave the house that day, right? Friday was all day pool day. We did a cabana at the Bellagio. That was so fun. Saturday was all day spa day at the Fountain Blue, which is my new favorite place. And I think that was a huge hit. And Sunday, we had breakfast and some of us hung out for a good part of the day. And that was it.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I'm still on a high from it. And coming back home was a jump scare. I was like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
here we
It
go.
was just so relaxing. I feel like every retreat has been so fun in different ways. This one was just so relaxing. We were all pampered and yeah, it was really great.
And I also feel like we have to share this because, so Krista, we've talked about this, I'm sure, on the podcast, but you are a true crime junkie. You
Yes.
love true crime. I've always made fun of you for it. I'm like, Krista and her true crime. Anyway, I come home and I'm like, Chris, we got to watch these documentaries. They're so good. I could not stop thinking about them. And he's like, you're just one blink of an eye away from being a true crime junkie.
And yeah, they're so interesting. I love even, especially because we watched just a lot of one episode documentaries over the weekend. They suck you right in and yeah.
So anyway, this was our 9th retreat, right? 9th,
Yes.
which is crazy, Krista. I cannot believe we've had 9 Stay at Mom retreats. That is just so wild. And you're right, they've all been so different, but this one was, we were pampered with a capital P. I mean, I could have just hung out at the house the whole time. And Krista was like, oh no, we are going to the spa. It's amazing. And it was incredible. I keep telling my friends about it. I'm like, listen to this.
Yeah.
You go to the spa in Las Vegas.
I feel like it's worth making a whole trip to Vegas just to do a spa day with girlfriends. So
Yes.
fun to stay on
I
this
thought
trip.
that
Highly
So-
recommend.
a lot of places here, you don't have access to the spa all day, or you have to pay extra to go into the salt room. They had a
Yeah.
salt room there, or to do extra things, you have to pay extra. And that's what I thought was cool about this place is it's all included. You get one treatment and then you can do all the things there.
Yeah, there was cold plunge. What's really cool is they do the Aufguss, which is this German thing they do in spas with the waving of the towels. How else do you describe it? You're breathing. Sometimes there's stretching involved. Every Aufguss experience is different too, which is really cool, especially because I've done 6 of them now. But it's the only spa in Vegas Or the only spa I even know of anywhere that does it here in the States, which makes it really unique and cool. But yeah, they've got that. They've got regular spas. The co-ed area is really big, so you could even plan a trip with your spouse. What else? The Arctic room, which was under maintenance. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that. I did that my first time. It was so fun. The zero gravity chairs, the stargazing room. There's just
I
so many
mean, that was one of my favorite things was they had also these chairs that heat up. So you get chilly because you're in your bathing suit and then you're jumping from pool to pool, spa, jacuzzi to cold plunge, the steam bathroom or whatever. And so you're in this wet bathing suit and they have these stone chairs that the longer you sit in them, the hotter they get. And it's not like you're burning or anything.
Yeah.
But I could not believe I read 3 books, Krista, when I was there for the
Over
week.
the whole weekend. Yeah.
Over the whole week. But I still was like,
Oh.
I'm living my best life. Just reading and relaxing. It was great.
Yeah, that was fun. That's the last big thing I organized.
And it was wonderful. I showed Cayman all the videos of it, and she was just like, How do I get there? How do I get to go to Krista's house? I want those drinks." She thought the mocktails looked the best. She was like,
Oh.
"Those drinks."
It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other highlights other than I'll just start by saying we're going to do more segments, but
Mhm.
the theme for this season is the woman I want to become. And I just feel like there's just so much hope and intentionality with that theme. Just thinking about like, who is the woman I want to become? We can be excited with all the progress that we've had, but also there's always more to learn and more to do and more to grow. And I was just thinking that when you mentioned the retreat, I was like, that retreat was so special because we were surrounded by such amazing women, some of which you're going to hear on the podcast this season. And all of them just have so many gifts that I'm like, these are the women that I want to surround myself with. You're going to hear Cassie on the podcast this season talk about her journey with Hashimoto's and lupus. And you're going to hear from Coach Emily about her glucose monitoring. And just, we have Jake back on the podcast. Anyway, we have so many great episodes coming your way that highlight that the woman that I want to become. And like I said, every single woman that came to the retreat, it was just like magic. Every single one of them. They're just so enjoyable to be around. And
What's the saying about the 5 people you surround yourself with? You're like
I think it is that you are the 5 people you surround yourself
Yeah.
most closely with. That's who you are. Speaking of, that was like the documentary that we watched made me think of that.
which one? I can't remember.
The Crash. You know how, anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk about this, but
The Crash. We watched What Did Jennifer Do? And there was one other one we all watched.
yes.
There, so our listeners can go watch.
Yeah. It was such an amazing retreat. You've got to watch documentaries. And just random. We went all which way around that. The next segment we do is called Hot Mess Moment. And this is just where we share candidly what's going wrong in our lives because on social media, everyone paints the picture of things are just so wonderful and beautiful. It's so aesthetically pleasing. And this is like where we really spill the truth. What you got?
I just feel like there's so many of them that it's hard for me to even know which hot mess moment to share. But the biggest hot mess, I feel like my whole life right now is a hot mess. Our landscaping has been the hardest thing we've done, I feel, in this whole home building experience. Chad said it's not the hardest. He said
I was going to say that seems like a strong word. You're forgetting. It's like child labor. You
it's the
forgot.
hardest thing I've done. I can paint rooms and put up wallpaper. I can do all that. I love designing. But shoveling rocks for hours is just so labor intensive and hard.
In 115-degree heat.
It didn't get hot till this past week or so. But I never thought I'd get better at shoveling. But I'm getting better at it. It is a learned skill for sure. But it is just so hard. And I feel like we've constantly been shoveling dirt around. And we work for 4 hours and then we look and we're like, doesn't even look like we did anything today. It's just been very hard. And mentally, that's what's hard about it. Mentally, I'm like, are we making any progress? Every time we get up and we're like, we're almost done. We just need to do this and this. And then 8 hours go by and we're like, we're going to have to finish this tomorrow. We're not almost done. But I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're getting close. And we're too far in to quit now.
I was going to say, is this kind of the pavers where you just call somebody to finish the job?
Gosh. I don't know. No, I think we're gonna finish. But we are trying to decide if we actually do the fine DEET on top or if we should do some turf. You can't do real grass here. Let me just say that. You can't put real grass in your front yard. So people do landscaping rock, which I don't want to do. It's so hard to weed with big rocks. So we either do DEET, like really fine gravel, or turf around all the plants and hedges and shrubs we've planted. So that's where we are. I'm hoping by the end of summer we're maybe done, or maybe we'll take a break and pick back up when it cools off. I don't know.
It sounds
A mess.
intense. It sounds intense.
I have a few more plants to plant. But yeah, then next will be our flagstone pathways. We're doing one in each of the 3 main planters in front of the house. And then it's you fill in the DEET
Okay.
or turf or whatever you're gonna do. That's where we are. And we still need to do all the lighting, which we ran. Chad hardwired, but now I don't know if I did the right wire. And I'm like, let's just do solar ones. It's just a mess.
Okay. I see. What plants do you have left?
I just have some morning glories, some crawlers that need to be, and we need to get some more big rocks and just the final touches. We've
Have
made a lot of progress.
you used ChatGPT to do any of this?
I did, yes, when we built this flower planter in front of my house with a big tree in it, I did take a picture once we had the tree in there, and I said, "Add a big landscaping rock," and I told it kind of the plants I had in mind, and I said, "Show me what this will look like in 5 years," and it was great. It was cool.
I do feel like chat is not great at everything, but for the
Right.
landscaping, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I feel like as soon as you try to start tweaking it though, but wait, do this or that, then it starts doing
Yeah.
crazy things. But that was
Oh,
cool.
that's so
That was
exciting.
helpful.
Perfect.
But
I guess I'll just talk about our house stuff too. Lots has happened since we got together. So there are so many hot mess moments. But the most recent one was we had visitors. It was actually Coach Leanne and her family come stay with us. And we gave one of her kids Siege's bedroom. And he gets into the shower. And anyway, the next day, just water spots all over our kitchen ceiling, which is just the worst feeling. You're like, oh no, there is a leak. What's going on? We have to cut a hole in the ceiling. Thankfully, though, I just feel again like watching Chris progress through this whole thing. That stuff used to scare the daylights out of me. And now I'm like, what's one more hole in the wall? It's fine. Just go ahead and cut it open.
you'll fix it, right?
Yeah. So we have a hole in the wall, and we've had a hole in the wall since the last week of May. It's now June 15th or June 12th. So it's fine. It's just adding to the charm. I know he's going to fix it one day, but it is also going to get remodeled one day, and the ceilings will be a little bit different in there because we're elevating the ceilings a little bit. Anyway, so it's like one of those things where it's not going to be beautifully done until we eventually remodel it. It's just going to be like a 2x2 piece of drywall stapled into the top of our ceiling. And I just think just chalk it up to everything else that we've got going on in there. It's
Yeah.
fine.
What is left in the remodel? You said Chris's dad is coming, right? And they're gonna they're doing baseboards, you told me.
They're doing baseboards. So again, it's just silly that it's taken us this long, but it's just life. How do
Yeah.
you work and tug your kids around and feed them dinner and do all the things and remodel your house? It's just so much. So we've been living for a year with no baseboards in any of the remodeled spaces.
Yeah.
And all upstairs because we took out all the floors upstairs. They were all just gross carpet. Took them all out and put new flooring in. And we've got to do baseboards. And then Chris is redesigning Vinny and Ollie's room. He's building beds and a built-in desk for them. Their space is going to be really awesome. Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah, I was gonna say my kids, I have been slacking on making dinner since this whole landscaping fiasco. We started, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago. That's bad.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I get it.
can't do it all. I can't work outside all day, then come in and do stay put mom stuff, and then make dinner.
I know.
But
I know.
I do feel like I'm drowning a little bit, but my kids are pretty self-sufficient. They'll be okay.
And all the recipe creation, can you just, I guess it just depends on what you're cooking. Because if you're making yogurt bowls or something, that's
Yeah.
not going to
Yep.
work out. But yeah. Okay, then the last segment is Tiny Joy. And this is just where we share something that's just giving us a little bit of happiness in our life. So, what you got for that?
Okay. I hate to bring up the spa again, but my 40th birthday was in March. March 31st, and I just told Chad, "I want a spa day." So he took care, he planned it. He asked if any of my friends wanted to go, and all of them were like, "Yes, we're in," which I just always think that's so nice. A lot of them took work off. We went on a
Oh
Thursday,
my
and we made
gosh.
it a whole day thing. This was my first time going to the Fountain Blue Spa, and I got to do a massage in the morning, and he booked me a facial in the afternoon. It was fantastic. We checked into the spa, we did all the things, our massages, the off goose, relaxed. Then we left and went to lunch in the hotel. Then we went back and did facials and more just relaxing, took naps in the star room. Then we all got ready together in the spa bathrooms and left and went to dinner. We left at 9 a.m. I think my neighbor picked me up, and we didn't get home till almost 10 p.m. And it was
That is a
the
dream.
best day. It was so fun. And ever
Oh.
since, every occasion, I took Chad, we went for our anniversary, we did the coaches retreat day at the spa. I'm like, any excuse now. Let's do a spa day.
Okay, so I haven't had a facial in years and years, and I'm like, I think I might be requesting that for my 40th birthday. Just go get a
Yeah,
facial.
do it.
Huh.
That
I
was
loved it. I really did love it. And your birthday sounds, it's just the best.
what's your tiny joy moment?
I was actually going to talk about some of the books that I've been reading because
Oh,
all of a sudden you know how I get, Krista. I get into something and I'm just in it. I'm
yes.
in it. And so first it was sourdough. I am in it. I'm still in the sourdough phase. I love the sourdough. I love eating it. I talked about this a little bit on my reel. I love eating it. It doesn't give me all this joy because it's come a little bit of a chore. But that's been life changing. Now I have started reading fiction. I've been a nonfiction reader for a while, but they're just not the same. When you're reading a nonfiction, I feel like you got to have a book club. You got to have people around you to keep you accountable for that stuff. These fiction books, I am just plowing through and I love it. I love, instead of picking up my phone and scrolling, I will pick up my phone and read a book, and I feel like it's healing my brain. It's made me a better mom because it's not as annoying when a kid interrupts me and I'm reading versus if I'm scrolling, I'm just instantly annoyed because I will say, I'm working or I'm just on edge, or maybe I saw something on social media that irked me a little or something, and I'm just more snappy. But anyway, if I'm reading a book and they interrupt me, I'm like, oh, just put it down. And anyway, so I've read so many good books since we have last recorded that I talk about some of these with Cassie on the episode too, because Cassie's a big reader. But I just feel like it's been great. It's my tiny joy that I have
Yeah.
going to the library. It's like getting a present every time you go in there and it's free. So I
Mhm.
love that. And anytime somebody tells me a book that they're like, oh, this book I read was so good, I'm like, I'm just going to put that on hold on the library and they'll tell me when it's ready. And
Yeah.
so it's my favorite thing.
And remind me, you do use a Kindle or you do not?
I've just been using the actual physical books from the library. I'll just check them out from the library and then return them.
Do you
I
have a
I
Kindle?
I do not have a Kindle. I could do it on my phone, but then again, it defeats the purpose of, like,
Kindle
escape
is
the phone. I don't want notifications or anything.
The Kindle's nice because you can get the Libby app, which it
Yes.
to your library, your local library, and then mine, I share it. My brother-in-law, he's got his information there, so we can check out books from multiple libraries, so we can get them faster, which is
Yes, so you're never waiting. You're never
I mean, there
157
you
pages
still
long.
wait sometimes, but yeah, not probably not as long as you have to wait for the physical book.
Yeah. Another thing people just love are, like, audio versions of books, and I feel like I'm too ADHD for that. My brain just I can't I have to be either driving on a long road trip where I'm literally doing nothing else except listening or doing laundry. I don't know. It has to be like specific tasks, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's being a business owner or whatever. I'll just start thinking about, oh my gosh, I need to do this for Save It Mom. And the next thing I know, I didn't hear it. And so I have to go back. And anyway, Audible's been harder for me, but I know
Not
that
big
I love
into
it.
the audiobooks either. I did listen to one not too long ago during a step challenge thing that helped me, but yeah.
Okay. Have you read any great books that you're like, this is
I
so
haven't been in a big reading phase as of late. I go through
good?
phases where I'll read a few books in a series and then I get burnt out. I always do that. I'll read a bunch from the same series and I'm like, "Oh, I'm over this," or I'll give up before I'm done. But I've just been in a TV phase. I just love watching TV shows.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell us like a few TV shows that you're like, you've got to watch this.
I had everybody convinced they needed to watch Off Campus at the retreat. Yeah, some refer to it as soft porn, so just beware. There is nudity and anyway, I love that show. I'm trying to think what else I've loved. I have a very short-term memory, Tracy. It's a problem.
Okay, we're going to talk about this in this episode. Okay, one more tiny joy thing that's really working out for us is our schedule, our summer routine schedule. I put this on social media. Krista got 1 million views. You just never know what's going to take off. People love the whiteboard with me writing just what our summer schedule is. We have done, it's very simple. We have electronic time every day from 1 to 3. And before that, before they get on electronics, they have to complete this checklist. And so on the checklist is 30 minutes of reading, 30 minutes of outside time, 30 minutes of a workout, and then their chores. So they've got to do a kitchen chore. They've got to make sure their bedroom's picked up, the common areas are picked up, and then we all have electronic time from 1 to 3. It has really helped me and them with just, I'm bored, or when you just get so frustrated because the house is a disaster, nobody's doing anything, and you just feel like there's stuff everywhere. We have a system and things get put away, and like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's saving my sanity. So
that's smart.
highly recommend. And the kids have tried to combine things. I'm going to read while riding my bike outside. I'm like, no, these are 3 separate things. You cannot combine.
So funny. I don't know why that doesn't surprise me that your kids are thinkers like that. That's something Chris would do, right?
For sure.
I do
For
all
sure.
3 at the same time.
Yeah. We're like, nope, you've got to. Anyway. So yeah, before we jump into our episode, let's just give any sort of updates we have. The last time we talked, we were about to go on the cruise. We were so excited about the cruise. So tell us about any travel that you've done, Krista, including the cruise since the last time.
I think the cruise is the only thing we did. We did the Disney cruise. It was a lot of fun. My kids loved it, but I stand by. I feel like I said this before we went. I don't think it's something we're going to do every year. As much as I loved it, I'd rather go travel in the RV and just camp and go to the beach and be on dry land.
That was funny.
It was
That's good.
cool. I loved meeting up with everyone for dinner, all of our friends and families, and how we could all do our own things. If we wanted to go to the show or if we wanted to get off the ship each day, we didn't all have to do the same things together. That was really cool. And I ended up doing the banner for the door, and that was fun. I tried to just be all in, and yeah, we loved it. Disney was fantastic. I have no complaints about anything like service or anything at all.
I'm so glad it went well, but I know what you mean about it not being your thing. So we also went on a cruise. We did Norwegian for the second time. So we went last year. We asked our kids what their favorite thing of the whole year was. And they were like, the cruise by far was just the best. They loved it so much. So we booked another one. And it was literally like copy paste. Nothing, there was zero novelty to it. We went to different places, but I think that the places we went to last time I might have liked a little bit more. I don't know. Also, I got super sick on my deathbed with just the worst diarrhea. It was awful. It felt like there was a blender, a magic bullet inside my belly. It was just so bad. And I was in bed sick for a whole day, maybe 2 days. And my mom also got sick. And so that really put a damper on things. But at least I didn't have to cook for anybody, clean up after anybody. If you're going to get sick, at least my kids were all entertained. I didn't put anybody out. It was fine. But it just.
Luckily, they didn't get sick. That would have been terrible because you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to help with that. Yeah, I feel like you hear these things about cruise ships, or maybe I saw them a lot in my social media after going. I
Yes.
know you were on one. And I started seeing all these terrible things, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. I don't want to risk it again, getting sick.
It was like norovirus. That's the sickness is norovirus, I think. And I was like, I probably had that. I'm pretty sure I had norovirus. I had some terrible, but the one thing that really helped was that we were in Mexico at some of the stops, and Chris could just go in, buy me an antibiotic over the counter. And as soon as I was on that drug, boom, I was fine. Oh my gosh, that would be so nice if we could just get antibiotics over the counter here. Just if you have a fever or something. And I said, I bet people just travel here just to get the medicine so they can That's a whole nother subject. But what about summer? What do you have planned for summer?
Our oldest, Brett, he only gets 1 week off of football in the summer, and it's the week after 4th of July. So we're going to do small town Utah, 4th of July, where my parents have their home, which we've done that many times. And then we're going to go to Lava Hot Springs, which we haven't done in a few years, but we used to do that quite a bit in the summers. It's in northern Utah, or is it in Idaho now? I can't remember. It's southern Idaho. Anyway, it's a fun little town. We'll be there for 5 days. And then we come home for a couple weeks and we'll go to Huntington Beach in the RV as well, which we've done that for, I don't know, 6 summers now. It's one of our favorite things to do. We
So
have to escape
fun.
the heat here.
You have to what? Escape the heat.
Yes. Even just going 4 hours to Huntington Beach, California next door, it's just so nice. It'll be in the
Yeah.
80s and
That sounds
I'm
great.
so excited. What about you guys?
We have visitor after visitor coming in our house. So from literally today, after this podcast, I have to speed clean. My mother-in-law and father-in-law coming and they stay through the 29th. And then we have also overlapping them a little bit is Chris's cousin and then his sister's coming. Then we fly out to Las Vegas for 10 days. We're going to be there for the 4th of July, do the firework thing with my brother. So it's literally just craziness. the
Yeah.
whole thing.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed that you can do all that hosting.
We'll see.
It's very generous of you guys.
I do feel like our parents are easy to host because they just help for the most part. They don't expect
Yeah.
us to be entertaining them. So they just kind of hop into our lives. And I think there'll be a lot of help because we're still doing all these sports and activities. Alex just had a week at band camp and CJ and Milo are doing throwing and Cayman's at wrestling and
Yeah.
football. So we're doing all of the things. It feels like we're even busier in terms of taking kids places than we were before school got out because now they're doing sports in the morning and in the afternoon, but we're going to make it work.
I
yeah,
am doing Tuacahn again. I had to look and see when that is. June 20th. We get to go see Finding Nemo in Tuacahn,
Oh,
which is in St.
fun.
George, the theater. It's amazing. They're also coming out with Grease, which I love Grease growing up. So I want to get tickets for that too, but probably not till August, September.
Did I ever tell the story about Chris's parents saying your kids have to watch Grease? Did I ever tell you about this?
No.
They were like, we are watching Grease. This is the classic. You guys need to watch this movie. I loved Grease growing up, just like you. It was great. So we're watching it, and my kids are like, Mom, you're okay with us watching? There's some parts of it, even the words of the song.
Yes.
My kids would be singing the
Reproduction.
lyrics. Yes.
Reproduction. I had the CDs for each movie and loved it. Used to jam out to that.
Yeah. My kids also love it. They were also astounded that grandma was on board for there's just sex scenes in the car and you know, these kids getting into trouble and they were just like, okay, mom.
I think you just forget. I don't know.
It's like off campus. You don't realize you're watching soft porn until
Till other people are watching it with you.
oh, funny.
Oh, I was gonna say January through Memorial Day for me, I was checking in with one of our coaches every single week. I'm taking a little mini break now, but that was fantastic. And I'm just so proud of myself. And we wrapped up the Bikini Bod Challenge to Memorial Weekend, which was, as always, a big success. But that's something recent.
Yes.
Are you still going? You're still doing the weekly check-ins?
I'm still going. I didn't check in this last week because of the retreat, but I am still on it. And yeah, I just feel like we're both in this really great phase. We're feeling really good. We're both super motivated. Obviously, the summer comes with just a different set of challenges, but I had showed Cayman some of the videos from the retreat and she's like, Krista, look at those abs. She's working it. She's like Krista's biggest fan. It was so cute.
Love it.
She was very proud of you and how great you looked. But I do just feel so much more confident. And I love that Chad is like on day. What did you say? You did a story today that Chad was 67 days in a row.
Even when I was checking in with my coach, I was very much like 6 of 7. Not that I was going off the rails any day, but I wasn't 1,000%. I was trying to be okay with missing my carbs or fat here and there. He has been on it. He is just crushing everybody in the gym again. I don't know. It's just a whole nother level that I'm just not even on. It's always been that way since I met him, let's be honest. He's super athlete, but yeah, I'm really impressed and I'm really excited to get to go on a date night to any restaurant. It's not that we haven't been going on dates, but it'd be like we have to go to Meraki Grill where we can get steak kebabs or somewhere he could easily track. Because he's very 1,000%.
Yeah.
He doesn't even wanna go somewhere where he has to estimate too much because that doesn't count. He didn't really hit his macros. He's funny. Yeah, he looks
Where are you gonna go tonight? Did you decide?
I don't know. I was asking Instagram for ideas because I just didn't really have any. I'd love to try something new. I'll have to look and see if anybody gave me I saw one quickly after I had put up the question box right away, and it was like, "Go to the new In-N-Out." I think we have a new In-N-Out here. It's the largest In-N-Out or something. I don't know. I remember
What?
hearing about it, but
We missed
definitely
that?
not going to In-N-Out. I wanna go sit down somewhere.
Our kids are gonna just love that when we arrive. The new In-N-Out. Okay.
I
Love
don't
it. Speaking of just us feeling our best and you nailing down your nutrition, we are partnering with a company that is going to run labs for our clients.
yeah.
So let's just talk about that whole experience. I guess we can kind of move into like our own personal health journeys, like you mentioned. I had a really hard 2025. I just feel like that whole year was just crash and burn. So many, not just my health, more like my mental health, to be honest. I was super anxious. I felt like I couldn't keep up with anything. I felt very insecure. It was bizarre, bizarre, not myself. And I kept thinking, I just don't feel like myself. And I don't know what it is. And then we started having people on the podcast, nurse practitioner Katie Kelly, and she was like listing off the symptoms of perimenopause. And I was like, check, check. I have all of those. Anyway, and so if you've been following along, I've been talking about this a lot. Once I had my blood work run, there were just some things, some red flags basically came up. Like my B12 was dangerously low. And if you ever do any of the research that talks about B12 and what happens to your brain when you have a deficiency in it, it's so crazy. And so that makes a lot of sense because I think that they said like optimal B12 levels are 100, 1,000 to 1,200 or something. And my B12 level was like 100. Also, I got a sleep apnea diagnosis. I talked a little bit about this last season too. And so I went and got a bite guard. Oh, and people ask me all the time, how could they tell in your blood that you had sleep apnea? It's called hematocrit, and it measures the percentage of your blood volume that's made up of red blood cells. If those percentages are high or off, if that number is high, it could indicate that you're not breathing at night. And so
Okay, interesting.
she said, "Has your husband ever noticed that you wake up gasping for air?" And I'm like, "No, he sleeps like a rock. He never wakes up to anything." But at one of the Stay Fit Mom retreats, Leanne had said, "Tracy, you scared me so bad last night. I could tell you were not breathing. You definitely have sleep apnea." So when she said that, I was like, "Okay, I definitely have it." So since then, I've gotten a mouth guard. And even now, I was telling some of the girls at the retreat, they were like, "Tell me about this mouth guard." And I was like, "Well, it's super unattractive." Now, even when I fall asleep, like if I fall asleep in the car, I will wake up like gagging because my airways just are not, I don't know. I guess I'm just the way that I position my mouth or something when I fall asleep on my own blocks my airway. And so having a mouth guard at night has been a game changer for deep sleep, like things that I didn't realize before. Oh, you're supposed to dream at night. And I feel like I just wasn't ever sleeping deep enough to dream. And now I wake up almost every day. Oh my gosh, I dreamed again.
Interesting.
And then another thing was pregnenolone. Pregnenolone, it helps with cognitive function, support memory, learning, and focus. Some studies suggest that it even plays a role in your stress response and reducing anxiety. Anyway, so a lot of these things that in my brain, I was just like, getting old just sucks. I guess I'm past my prime and this is just life from now on. It was so helpful for me to go get my blood work and for them to say, this is not right. This is not right. we can work on this. We can work on this. And then wham, bam, next thing I know, I feel totally back to myself again. You share your story now, Krista.
Well,
Just
what's
what you've
funny
been
is,
through.
okay, last season we talked about our goals for the year, and one of my goals was to find a new provider to get my blood work done again. I've always been good about going in for my annual exam, and typically that's where they would do my blood work, and I had a doctor there that would check my thyroid stuff and run my labs every 6 months, and he was prescribing me levothyroxine, which is for your T4. Anyway, so that's always been pretty normal, and I've been on that for like 10 years. But gosh, like a year ago, he left. This doctor I had been seeing, he's no longer there. So I go in for my annual, and they're like, we'll give you a prescription for 3 more months of your levothyroxine, but you should probably find another provider and get things checked out. And it was just on my list of things to do. And just
It's so
finding
overwhelming.
someone is so hard. Anyone I talked to, Amy was one of the first. She used to coach for us. She was one of the first people because I think she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's
Yeah.
or found out she had it. I asked her, "Hey, where are you going?" And she's like, "Oh, I've found someone. He's out of pocket. You've got to pay monthly." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." At first, I didn't want to do that because we're already paying for insurance every month. It's so expensive. And so I just kept putting it off. And then we had this opportunity with this new company who was like, "Hey, we can do labs for you. We can do labs for your clients. Why don't you try this out and see how it goes?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So they sent me for lab work and it was very extensive. They checked everything. I met with their health coach that went over my labs and ultimately decided to then have a follow up with their practitioner. And she went over everything again. My TSH is elevated. So I had lab work done at my annual in February, but they just are like, "You're in the
No.
normal range. Everything's fine." And then now getting this other lab work done, they're like, "It's not optimal." And my TSH is higher because I went back and looked. My TSH back in February was like 2.8, and now I'm at 5 point something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep my levothyroxine, which is again for your T4. My T3 is low and not converting to T4 or something. And that's why my TSH is high. It's the way she explained it. It's like screaming at my thyroid that it needs to work. I'm going to take Levo. Levo is one I'm on next. Is going to be like Levo or something, levothyroxine, which will improve my T3. I'm also, let's see, you were telling us all the things you were doing. My testosterone was not, I was in the green range, but the bottom of the optimal range. So I'm gonna try out some testosterone cream, which is also supposed to help with a libido, which I'm like, absolutely sign me up. So I'm excited to try that out. And then they recommended things like vitamin D3 plus K2 and a thyroid support, which is zinc and iodine. What's funny is I used to be so consistent with vitamin D supplement, and then I thought, I'm outside so much. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need this anymore. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna get back on that. And then there was one other thing. Oh, my a calcium D glucerate. I don't know if I'm saying that because I told them how I have one of my other symptoms, which I guess I should mention, is cold hands and feet all the time. Is a thyroid thing. Is when your T3 is low. The brain fog, which I feel like has gotten worse. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is it just my thyroid or is it I'm turning 40? Is it kids are just crazy? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I told her how I get breakouts every month, 2 weeks into my cycle or whatever. It's clockwork. I have breakouts for a week and then my skin is fine and clears back up. So she's having me take calcium D glucerate. I take it on the second half of my cycle, days 14 through 28. But my estrogen and my progesterone, those were all normal. Everything else was pretty good. They acted like I was an easy case. I'm hoping just they're adding in the levothyroxine and the testosterone cream. I'm like, maybe I will feel amazing. Like you, I've just been like, this is how I am. I go to the gym and I just don't have the energy like I used to. I've just given up on a lot of things, but I'm excited to see maybe I'm going to feel great. Maybe I'm going to go to the gym and actually be like, let's do this workout because I go to the gym and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this every single day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I haven't started
So
anything
good
yet.
for you. Okay, when you get all of it.
I've got to get a couple more things. I got to get my physical from my annual that I had in February and ordered. What I've had to realize is your health is an investment. And the way she explained it to me that first meeting, I thought was so great. I've been working with Colleen. She's so nice. I love her. She's, yes, I know you pay for your health insurance. She's like, but it's kind of like when you need it, it's going to be there. Something terrible happens, that's going to be there. But getting the things you need and making sure you feel great now, that is worth investing in extra. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm excited about it. And I don't think it's too crazy as far as cost goes. I'm already thinking this is going to be worth it. But yeah, they use these compound pharmacies. They don't even submit anything to your insurance and you get it in the mail. So it takes a week or two to come, but it hasn't officially been ordered yet. So give me a few weeks and we'll see how I'm feeling. Actually, probably like a month or two.
I just think it's so interesting that both you and I go to the doctor and we both get totally different things that we're on based on what's going on in our blood. So now, because of the positive experience we've both had in such separate areas, the lifestyle piece and counting our macros and working out, that is universal. That can help no matter where you are in your journey. Dialing in that nutrition is so beneficial. And then also having this other piece of you're going through perimenopause or things are not clicking. So to be able to go see a doctor that is looking specifically into how you can be optimal in your health, not normal. That's one of the things that my doctor said to me was normal in America is not good. Normal in America is type 2 diabetes. Normal in America is obesity. And yeah, normal's not great. And so you don't want to compare your numbers to the average American. You want to think about what would be optimal for you. And yeah, it's just been awesome. I do take 7 pills every single day, which include the fish oil, vitamin D, K2, fish oil, and pregnenolone, and I'm taking B12 shots. Like I am taking things, but it's not nearly the effort of some of the other things that you could be spending your time and money on that I feel like have been a game changer. I'm also working with a client right now, a good friend of mine who started with HRT and she started on a GLP-1 and she did this, I don't know, maybe a year ago. She started with all of that. And I recently started coaching her and she's like, whoa, counting my macros has elevated everything. So she's experienced the reverse of it, where we're like, we've been counting our macros for years. We've been doing the hard thing, but there's something missing. She has been like doing all these other things. And now she's counting her macros and she's like, oh my gosh, I am just mental clarity and I fit all of my clothes and I just am so confident with who I am. And anyway, it's been awesome to watch the reverse happen to her. But yeah, I'm just so pumped. So the way that this works,
if you want to go through the same channels as we did, if you want to get your lab work done on our website, we'll put a link.
This company that we're working with, they have doctors that are licensed in all 50 states. So you can work with a doctor no matter where you are and you can do it virtually. It's so convenient from your home. You don't have to drive anywhere. Trusted doctors that focus on health optimization. So like Krista was saying, this is not the same thing as you break your arm and you've got to go to the doctor and your health insurance is going to cover that. This is, I don't feel like myself. I'm not dying. I know I'm not going to have a heart attack or I don't have cancer. I don't have anything catastrophic happening, but I'm not myself. The same things that were working are no longer working. And that's kind of what this is, health optimization. And so you can find a link to our website that's going to direct you with instructions on exactly how to do this, pricing. It is such a fast, quick process. You will have an appointment.
Schedule an appointment. That's what's cool too, is you'll get a link right away after you purchase and you can find places near you where you go get your lab work done. They give you instructions on when you should go do it, what day of your cycle. And then it's pretty fast from there, the follow-up. I was shocked how quick I got my results.
So Chris also did it and he has been taking supplements now, which he never does. He really loved his experience as well.
It's for men and women.
Yes, for men and women. Yeah, we just want to be able to have you come to Stay Fit Mom and feel like you're taken care of in all the ways. If you're feeling like you no longer have the capacity to track your macros, that's a red flag. You should be able to do that. You should have the energy to meal prep. I almost felt like it some days that I was a mouse looking for the cheese in terms of sugar. My body just needed sugar to stay awake, like a mouse needs food, hunting around,
Yeah.
sniffing it out. I couldn't settle. I don't know. And I think that could have been so many different things, but just having progesterone to help me sleep at night, being able to sleep deep at night, and just all these other things have just been so helpful. So yeah, we want to be able to help women and their families in a comprehensive way that makes them think, oh, this is what I needed. We are passionate about helping get more data and more personalized support instead of assuming that every problem can be solved with the exact same solution. So exciting things to come.
Yeah.
Very excited about this season that is coming out. There are so many great interviews of just different voices. And again, the woman I want to become is one that is well read, that learns, that takes care of herself, and that's just inspired by other people that are doing things that make me want to be better. And so hopefully that's what you get out of this season. And a whole lot of banter and talking about our regular mom life that you don't hear on other social media platforms.
I am looking forward to it. I hope all of you are looking forward to it. We will catch you on the next episode.
We appreciate you tuning in to the Stay Fit Mom podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Connect with us on social media and head to stayfitmom.com for more resources and tips. You've got this. See you next time.